Hello everybody, good evening, welcome back to Caddy Girl Garage. So this is our 1971 Cadillac HEARSE that we had many years ago. These are pictures out of my archive. My mom and my dad found this car and bought it from a friend of theirs. They absolutely loved it. You can see that it had a little bit of rust around the back window right there and also a little bit on the roof, not bad at all. As soon as we got it home, my dad started cutting that out and replacing it with nice, fresh, brand new metal. He's very good at welding and metal fabrication, so that was a very easy fix for him. Another interesting story about this car, it was one of two hearses that was used on the filming of the TV program called 6 Feet Under. I'm not sure if any of you guys are familiar with that. I'm sure you probably are. There was one hearse, they were both 71s, and one was green, and then this one was tan for the TV program. I don't really know why somebody would want a tan hearse, but that's their prerogative. So when we got the car, my mom and my dad started sanding it down right away and getting it prepped for paint. You'll see some pictures here in a minute of them working on it, masking it off and things like that. And then my dad painted it back to black. So it looked so much better after that was done. But a couple of very funny stories that I'd like to share with you guys about the car. So one night, it was an excellent runner and driver, and one night me and my mom needed to go to Target and get some stuff. So I wasn't of age to drive yet, so of course she was driving, and we pulled into a parking space, and there was a lady in the next spot over, and she was just kind of sitting there, I'm guessing probably waiting for somebody to come out of the store. And so when she saw us pull in and she saw what we were driving, that we were driving a hearse, she literally immediately put her car in reverse, backed out, and moved down probably 3 or 4 spots, because it's so funny. Some people about hearses, you either have people who absolutely love them or you have people who absolutely hate them and despise them. And some people who are just very superstitious about things like that. And I guess they think that death follows the car. But anyway, that was kind of funny. We laughed about it for years. And then another very funny story. After the car was painted black, my mom wanted to get rid of those ugly gold curtains that you saw in the beginning of the video, and she had some black velvet that she wanted some new curtains made out of. So we found a pair of sisters who was in the next town over, and they called themselves the Stitch Sisters, and they were very talented seamstresses. And so we drove the car down there, and when the lady sat down on the tailgate of the hearse to do some measuring of the back window for the patterns, she kind of jumped up like she had been shot or something. And my mom was like, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "Oh my gosh, I sat in a hearse." And she just was appalled that she had sat down on the back of the car. So that was kind of another thing that we laughed about for a good many years. And then the best story of all, the next town over from us has a lot of very historic homes and things like that. And every Halloween, they decorate all the homes up very extravagantly, and it's just beautiful. And they encourage everyone to dress in costume and come trick-or-treating. So when the car, after it was done being painted, me and a couple of friends loaded up in the back, and it was my mom and my dad driving, and we drove down there. And everybody who saw the car literally stopped us and wanted a picture with it. And the car was just causing a riot. It was so funny. We were having the best time of our lives. And we were then pulled over by a policeman. And he was like, "The car is causing too much commotion. You guys need to go home, or I'm going to ticket you." And so my dad immediately drove home. We left and, went home. And my mom was like, "Well, technically we weren't doing anything wrong. We weren't breaking the law. People just wanted pictures with the car." And so me and her actually ended up getting back in the car and driving back down there. It kind of caused a tiff between my parents that night because she wanted to stay and he wanted to go. So kind of just another memory that we laughed about for a good long time. But anyway, here's some pictures of the car in one of our local cemeteries. Some of those graves date back to the 1800s, so it's a very pretty place for taking pictures. And then you'll see the back window sticker here. We kind of use that as an opportunity to tell people about Jesus and the gospel, because after all, we are all going to die someday, so a hearse is a real attention getter. And so you'll see a closer up picture of the sticker on the back here in a little bit. So anyway, guys, thank you as always for tuning into the channel, watching my videos, and supporting what I do with all these old Cadillacs. I wish that my parents never would have sold this car because it was really fun and it was a great driver. But anyway, it was just kind of another one from our past. So as always, guys, have a very blessed evening. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next Cadillac adventure.